Hi, You Can Heal family. We're going to be reading Job chapter 21 today. I'm sitting in the parking lot of Wegmans. You know, you can get these prescriptions while you wait in your car. So that's what I'm doing. So a couple things I'm thinking about. I'm cracking up because I just called someone and they didn't answer. So I left you can do these FaceTime videos. And I was like, where you at? Where you at? And it's just cracking me up because I remember dealing with these musky men and they would be calling like, where are you? You know, when I call, you need to answer. This is so ridiculous. If you're in this type of situation, please reevaluate this situation that you're in, because this is not healthy communication, okay? You can call someone and they don't answer. Maybe leave a nice text message. I'm trying to reach you, or, you know, something regular and normal. Okay, here comes the lady to get me the prescription. Hold on. But this, hi, how are you?
Thank you.
All
Just
right,
your signature
sure
right at the X.
No problem.
Yeah, and you are all set.
Thank
Have
you.
a great
God bless
day.
you. You too.
Yep.
Okay, you have my prescriptions. But yeah, if you're getting this type of communication, please reevaluate that situation that you're in, because that's not how we need to be talked to, right? Now, the other thing, like I said, I just got my prescriptions. When we are, when we are feeling like we don't feel healthy, let's act on it, right? Let's take care of ourselves. Get on the phone with the doctor and say, these are the symptoms I'm having. Let's take care of ourselves. Let's not ignore these symptoms, and really just be proactive with yourself. Like, put yourself first. Don't ignore it. So this has gone on. It started like yesterday morning with me. So now it's the next morning. So about maybe a little over 24 hours. But I'm like, I need to call the doctor and trust that the doctor, you know, is being led by the Holy Spirit and can get me the prescriptions I need. So I'm real big on, if I need medicine, I'm going to take it. So I thank God for that. So yeah, those are two things that are just happening right now in the moment with me. Number one, don't let people talk to you disrespectfully, please. You know who you are. Say, I do not accept you addressing me this way. Please don't do that again. You know, something like that. You know, keep it on yourself. You know who you are. And the next thing is, when you aren't feeling well, don't ignore your symptoms. You're always taking care of other people. Usually codependent people do that. People pleasers do that. They're always putting other people first, and we're not, you know, figuring out what we need to do to keep ourselves healthy and whole. So yeah, those are the two things that are happening right now. So I'm going to head over to the lab, and then I'm going to go back to my daughter's ballet, because I help out at the studio there with that. And then we're going to read Job chapter 21. So stick around. I'll be back. And yeah, don't let anybody say where you at. It's not even proper English. Oh my God, you don't put a preposition at the end of a question. All right, I love you. I'll be back. All right, You Can Heal family. Here I am, back with you, reading Job chapter 21. So I don't know why I was cracking up earlier with the earlier video, but it just tickled me with the things that we would put up with, right? We're not doing that anymore. So hopefully this camera stays straight. Let me see. Okay, hopefully that. Now, why does that look like the ceiling is falling down? I don't know, but that's okay. We're reading the scriptures. That's what matters. We're getting the word in us. And listen, it's okay if we're reading the Bible sometimes and we don't understand everything that's going on. Faith comes by hearing the word, and the more, oh, Shena, there you go again. The more we read, the more the Spirit will show us the things we need to know. So today is Job chapter 21, and I'm really excited. I hope it doesn't feel like I'm rushing you through this, because when I'm done reading, I'm going to go see my grandson. So I'm really, like, excited about seeing him. So Job's response to so far. Then Job spoke again. Listen closely to what I'm saying. You can console me by listening to me. Bear with me and let me speak. After I have spoken, you may mock me. My complaint is with God, not with people. No wonder I am so impatient. Look at me and be stunned. Put your hand over your mouth in shock. When I think about what I'm saying, I shudder. My body trembles. How does it look?
What look?
The thing. You like it?
What's a little pasta?
Okay. The truth is, verse 7, that the wicked live to a good old age. They grow old and wealthy. They live to their children grow to maturity. I don't think this is a good idea, you guys. I'm really trying to do too much. They live to see their children grow to maturity, and they enjoy their grandchildren. Their homes are safe from every fear, and God does not punish them. Their bulls never fail to breed. Their cows bear calves without miscarriage. Their children skip about like lambs in a flock of sheep. They sing with tambourine and harp. They make merry to the sound of the flute. They spend their days in prosperity. Then they go down to the grave in peace. All this, even though they say to God, go away. We want no part of you and your ways. Who is the Almighty, and why should we obey him? What good will it do us if we pray? But their prosperity is not their own doing, so I will have nothing to do with that kind of thinking. I need something to hold this thing from. Okay, I have a daycare toy here. Let's see if we can put this here. So it won't keep falling down. That's not going to work either. Well, I want to look at the commentary here. It says, Job completely rejects the simplified doctrine of retribution expressed by his friends. Observation shows that there are wicked people who do prosper. Further, the claim that the wicked who prosper will die a horrible death in the prime of life is not supported by experience. Many wicked people live and die without suffering. If the doctrine of retribution does not always apply to the wicked, it may not always apply to those who suffer. Death is no more a friend to the righteous than an enemy to the wicked. Job's complaint is not against people, but against God. That was verse 4. It said, my complaint is with God, not with people. No wonder I'm so impatient. Look at me and be stunned. Put your hand over your mouth in shock. When I think about what I'm saying, I shudder. My body trembles. The wicked live to a good old age. Job's experience does not confirm his friend's claim that the wicked prosper only briefly. So yeah, when I was reading that, sometimes there are people who do things and they get away with it, and like there's no consequences. There's just no consequences at all. And you're kind of like, this is so unfair. Like, like, why is it that I'm over here doing the right thing and serving the Lord, and there's people out there who don't give a care at all about the Lord, and there seems like their life is moving forward. But I think as believers, as I'm reading this and listening to myself read it, and I just went through some of the commentary, it's like in the end, the wicked don't win, because everybody's got to stand before God one day, and we want to hear him say, well done, well done, my good and faithful servant, enter in to the joy of the Lord. So don't compare yourself to maybe co-workers who seem to be getting the promotion. You're not. Just keep serving the Lord, because in the end, that's what really matters, that relationship with Christ, and building that and feeling that you're walking with morals and values and integrity. That's real important. All this, even though they say to God, go away, we want no part of you and your ways. Who is the Almighty, and why should we obey him? What good will it do us if we pray? But their prosperity is not their own doing, so I will have nothing to do with that kind of thinking. Thank you, Blessing. I'm trying to make spaghetti to take to my daughter. And I totally forgot I was boiling it, so Blessing just helped me out. I'm trying to do too many things here. Verse 17, yet the wicked get away with it time and time again. They rarely have trouble, and God skips them when he distributes sorrows in his anger. Are they driven before the wind like straw? Are they carried away by the storm? Not at all. Well, you say, at least God will punish their children. But I say that God should punish the ones who sin, not their children. Let them feel their own penalty. Let their own eyes see their destruction. Let them drink deeply of the anger of the Almighty, for when they are dead, they will not care what happens to their family. Oh, let their own eyes see their destruction. Let them drink deeply of the anger of the Almighty, for when they are dead, they will not care what happens to their family. But I say that God should punish the ones who sin, not their children. Let them feel their own penalty. Let their own eyes see their destruction. Let them drink deeply of the anger of the Almighty. Verse 22, but who can teach a lesson to God, the supreme judge? One person dies in prosperity and security, the very picture of good health. Another person dies in bitter poverty, never, never, oh God, where am I? Oh, prosperity and security, the very picture of good health. Another person dies in bitter poverty, never having tasted the good life. Both alike are buried in the same dust, both eaten by the same worms. Look, I know your thoughts, verse 27. I know the schemes. Maybe I should keep my hand there. Let's try this toy. I've got all these daycare toys here. Let's put that. I got my little music basket. Okay. Even... Do you guys hear that? Oh my God, Shena. Okay, this is a classic example of, we can make time to read our Bible. And if I wasn't recording for YouTube, I know it was the summer before last, so summer of 22, August of 2022, is when the Lord had me start reading from the book of Matthew. And I've pretty much read almost every day. There's a couple days I missed, but we've been reading these scriptures together. And what I'm doing right now is a classic example. Like, I want to go see my grandson. I don't really feel like reading the Bible right now, but I'm committed to doing it. And I'm trying to fit it in because I know when I get home, I don't know what the day is going to bring at that time. So yeah, like, reading the word every day is something you have to make a priority. Like, no matter what, I'm going to get through it. And sometimes you do read in your own personal life and you feel like you're just rushing through it. And, I'm not going to say it's okay or not okay. I know for me right now in this moment, I do feel like I'm rushing you guys, but I'm still being obedient. So I've got to just work that out. And I think that's why the camera keeps falling over. And I'm really distracted, but what's the point I'm saying? We're making time for the Lord. And I've been trying to do my own private Bible study and devotion time too, as you guys know, through Romans. So just really making the time for God can really be a struggle, especially if you're purposing in your heart to move your life forward. The enemy is going to try to distract you and get you not to get in this word. So we're almost done with this chapter, and by the grace of God, we're going to finish it. And I'm going to trust that you've enjoyed our time together. So let's keep reading. Verse 30, evil people are spared in times of calamity and are allowed to escape. No one rebukes them openly. No one repays them for what they have done. When they are carried to the grave, an honor guard keeps watch at their tomb. A great funeral procession goes to the cemetery. Many pay their respects as the body is laid to rest, and the earth gives sweet response. How can you comfort me? All your explanations are wrong. So the commentary for verse 29 and 33 say, those who have been around give additional testimony to support Job's position that there are wicked people who prosper, and by inference, righteous people who suffer. And yeah, we see that today, and we just talked about that, how it looks like people who aren't even serving the Lord are getting ahead. The commentary for verse 33, which said a great funeral procession goes to the cemetery, many pay their respects as the body is laid to rest and the earth gives sweet response. That means he rests peacefully in the grave. So I know that up in verses like Verse 20, let their own eyes see destruction. Let them drink deeply of the anger of the Almighty. For when they are dead, they will not care what happens to their family. So I think that might kind of tie in, because when the wicked die, they're not worried about leaving. Like, well, I can't speak for the wicked, but it seems like they're just doing what's best for right now. They're not even giving thought to how it might affect other people in their family or their children. And then this last verse, you know, just said, or this last commentary said, he rests peacefully in the grave. So I mean, maybe that speaks to like people who aren't serving the Lord. Like, they don't believe that that there's a heaven and a hell. Like, they're not concerned about that as much as we believers like try to let people know, you know, you have to decide if that's right for you to accept Christ in your life. But we know we're going to stand before the Lord one day, and we know there is heaven. There is, after we die, we know that we go to meet the Lord in the air, and that our body is reconnected like with our soul. Like, so we have an understanding of all that. But people who aren't saved really don't have that promise. Like, they don't have that to believe in. And you know, my hope is that everybody listening on this channel is saved, and they know that, you know, death is just like you're just going home. You know, they call it celebration of life, because that person who passed on is home. You know, so if there's anybody in your life that you love that has passed on and they are believers, you know they're with Jesus, and they live eternally. Like, we never die. You know, we're just here on this earth to carry out God's will here. You know, his kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So that Lord's Prayer means that God's in heaven, right? He's in the heavenlies, right? And he's saying, okay, I put you here on this earth to get the job done for me. I'm going to use you, right? I'm going to use you. He wants to use you to get the job done. So whatever assignment he's given you, if there's something deep in your heart that you've always wanted to do, that's the Lord. You know, go for it. Don't give up. Try. So that's what I'm getting out of reading today. And, you know, it was a little shaky today, but that's okay. I'm just going to be me. Like, I'm just going to be myself. This whole YouTube thing, I'm going to be coming on here. I'm going to read this Bible. We're in Job right now. So we've got all these, let's see, that starts Matthew, Habakkuk. Matthew starts right there. So we've got this many more pages to go together, guys. And we're going to do it. We're going to read them all. We're going to read them all. And I'm going to share with you as I'm growing and learning in my life. And we're just going to keep this thing moving. So here's the Bible. And I'm sticking to it. I live by it. And I'm going to keep serving the Lord. I love you. I'm on my way to see my grandson. Always remember, true healing begins with self-love. Why? Because God is love. And he lives on the inside of you. Love ya. Bye.